Good evening. My name is Bruce Montgomery, and thank you for joining me on another edition of Technology Access Television. Well, today we're going to talk about the most important subject that we could possibly talk about, and that is thinking. Of course, that's right. You cannot do anything that your mind doesn't conceive that you can do. And today we're going to talk with a leader that teaches how to think strategically. In the business world or in any world, what we think about is what we bring about. And we can't demonstrate anything beyond our own consciousness. So this is a critical subject. It's not just for business schools or for MBAs. It's for anyone who's involved with any level of an organization and wants that organization to be effective, to have an impact. Well, there's a lot that we've learned over the years as we studied this area. And I'm pleased that my guest today is one who has taken his time out of actually practicing in this field of strategic thinking and execution to write a book that is a guidepost on how to apply these understandings that we've come to learn work, why they work, and sometimes you can learn from what hasn't worked, and by having this kind of resource you can grow as a result. My guest today is BK.Simerson from Northwestern University. BK, thank you for joining me.
Oh, I appreciate your having me.
All right, and while your colleague could not be here today, Aaron Olson, yes. You two teamed up to produce this very important work, Leading with Strategic Thinking. And I'm delighted that we can talk about this upcoming book with you here today.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity. Aaron and I have been co-instructing at Northwestern University for about the last 7 years. And this is a topic that we're especially interested in, and also that happens to be the title of our course.
José Ignacio Sordo,
yes.
Who had this very unique challenge within the context of course, one of the paradigms of marketing and management, P&G. Yet as these companies have expanded globally,
right.
Sometimes moves that they make in consolidating and buying different entities create very, very unique kinds of problems. So the manager who has to work through that practical area doesn't have the luxury of being at the corporate office and can smoke a pipe and take his time.
Exactly.
I mean, he's thrown right in the middle of the fire. So what did you learn as you pull some of those practical examples? Because again, you go from Nelson Mandela to a José Ignacio. What did you learn from his experience?
Well, it's interesting because just by happenstance, I had a conversation with Jose. And it was interesting because back in 2005 when P&G merged with Gillette, he had a challenge. His challenge was to merge the CIO organization. His charge from corporate was, we need someone to establish the beachhead. We need to have a test site where we can introduce practices, principles, concepts, so that we can learn, so that when we encompass the entire organization with that change, we have the practices in hand. So it was interesting because he had a challenge. His personal objective was not just to merge with Gillette, but to merge with Gillette in a manner where individuals from Gillette as well as PG were likely to remain with the organization. So he had a vision. He knew that in order to accomplish that vision, he had to bring the soldiers together. And the way he did that is he set governments, he set expectations, but he included them in deciding what are some of the incentives and controls that we need to put in place that will add the needed guidance and direction? And by working with them to set the guidance and direction, they bought in, they committed, and he was very proud to tell me that at the end of the process, a clear majority of the P&G and Gillette folks remained with the combined organization. That's unbelievable.
Obviously, you are committed to your work and your clients, and this is really your life's work because you do this in the real world of getting out, engaging in organizations, getting your hands dirty, and thanks so much for taking your lessons learned and putting them into a tome that we can now use as a guidepost for ourselves. I hope you have allowed us to have a conversation with you today about the importance of leading and the importance of leading with a consciousness of commitment to engagement, to inclusion, to diversity and opportunity. And when you do that, with some of the things that you can take from this book right here, you can have the kind of impact that changes things. Nothing is